This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the movie Happily Ever After. Joel. Fairy tale stories. The Brothers Grimm.
A tale as old as time, some would say.
Some say a little sexual assaulty. The original.
I mean,
Not Snow White's. I'm thinking of Sleeping Beauty. Because Snow White, he actually, he saved her from a dragon, and she was poisoned with an apple.
I mean,
I don't know.
You save
He
a
knew
woman's
about it.
life. You got her. I'm sorry. What's more romantic than what we the last
She's
unicorn?
unconscious, though.
But the last unicorn, you want
Right.
to woo a woman. What's the first thing you go do?
Put her in mortal danger so you can save her life.
I was going to say you go slay a freaking dragon.
That's true. Although in the last unicorn, it was a bull that was on fire.
I know, but you remember when he first saw her, the first thing he did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The first thing he did was just murder a dragon.
He's just like, I love this woman. Let me
forgot
go
all
kill
of
a dragon.
I'm going to go fuck. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
But
So
yes.
This movie has got it all. This is like so let me run this by you. Does this feel like if this was made now, would people call this a woke garbage all female reboot of a time? Because
Yes, I guess. Because I don't
the seven dwarves aren't in it. It's their cousins,
Well-
the all female seven dwarf fellas.
which you could have went with dwarfettes, but
Dwarfettes,
dwarf
is way
fellas?
better.
Hey dwarf fellas, how y'all doing?
Dwarf fellas sounds like
It just
a
sounds like
slang that dwarfs.
yeah, it just sounds like a country man
What's up, my
who's got
dwarf fellas?
who's got a
What's
bunch
up,
of like
man?
dwarf friends. What up, my dwarf fellas? How y'all doing over here?
They also have superpowers.
Well, like this isn't a reboot. It's really
It's a straight up sequel.
it's a straight up sequel, but it is. I mean, we'll explain why all these changes happen, but it is
Well,
just very odd.
This also has Ed Asner rapping, which is great. The best part of to me, his character, Scowl the Owl is the best fucking thing ever.
about the only good thing from this.
This cast is star-studded, but before we get to that, let's
Well, this was
talk about how this got made.
but this was a request, right, Andrew?
It was. Fuck. Yep. Sure was.
Yes. Who requested it?
Sonia, our
Sonia.
newest Patreon subscriber. She went and subscribed to Patreon. Her stickers and pins are on the way. As
And-
always, remember, we're a two-man operation. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to the post office.
And the first thing you want us to do, Sonia, is talk about this. In
Hey, the
glorious,
Megan request is a powerful tool.
glorious cartoon fashion, cartoon dumpster dive fashion, you gave us a real winner out of the bunch.
Yes. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about how this got made.
So, Andrew,
Why? So this is technically a sequel
it
to a
is.
movie that was made by someone else, which is always a recipe for success.
Especially when you're trying to copy or, let's say, infringe on a Disney property, Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Disney does not take kindly to that.
Well, it's I would imagine that Snow White is in the public domain, even in like the 1980s when this was made.
Yes.
And so Disney has this thing where it's like you can make something in public domain, but the songs that everybody likes, you can't use those.
Well, it even if something's in public domain, it will not stop Disney from trying their damnedest. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
So the production started for this thing in 1986, which, I don't know if you're good at math, but that's 50 years after Snow White, I think it was? No. Yeah, something like that. So what happened is the production company, Filmation, they decided that they wanted to develop a bunch of direct-to-video sequels to fairy tales, which had recently become very popular because of Disney movies. They started out with a movie called Pinocchio and the Emperor of Night.
Oh.
And then they also had this one lined up. Well, the Pinocchio and the Snow White movie, they basically was going to release these kind of, back to back. Well, after Pinocchio released, Disney sued them, saying that it was like, infringement on their property. They did not win.
I just looked it up. Snow White is not in the public domain until 2033. So we're almost there.
So Pinocchio was. So Disney did not win that. And Filmation was able to actually, win that side of the case because it was public domain. So good enough there. Now with Snow White, though, Disney started the process of suing them, and Filmation quickly buckled. I'm guessing after fighting one legal battle with them, they probably didn't.
I feel like getting into a lawyer fight with Disney is tough because it's like, even if you are on the winning side, they can probably just drown you in legal fees till you have to give up.
Yep. So Filmation basically promised that their characters would not resemble any of the Disney's Snow White characters. And they basically changed, because this was let's say the original title of the movie was going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarf Fellas. So they changed the name to Happily Ever After, and then they replaced the Seven Dwarfs with the dwarf fellas that we see.
Right.
So I'm assuming in the original concept they was going to have the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 1000%. They wanted the set.
Why? That makes so much sense for calling them dwarf fellas. Hey, dwarf fellas, how you doing?
It's almost like they probably had to change them to female just for the simple fact that it's like, if they were male dwarves, Disney could come back and say like, hey, these look like our seven dwarves.
Yep. So everything kind of, I guess Disney at that point, they was just like, all right, fine, whatever. You
they
guys
saw the final product.
Yeah, like you're changing it.
Like,
enough,
go ahead.
Whatever. So
Did you see that piece of shit they made? We've already won.
So originally, it did not air in the U.S. at first. It aired in the Philippines. The first premiere was in the Philippines in 1989. And then it basically just started airing all over the world besides the U.S. Now, it didn't actually see a theater release until 1993 in the US. But it just so happened to release the same summer that Disney re-released Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I wonder, do you think Disney did that on purpose?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100%. Because they wanted to release it in like 88, 89, but there was a Filmation shutdown in 1989. So they could not release it until 93. And I'm pretty sure if we dug pretty deep, we would probably see that maybe Disney had something to do with this Filmation shutdown.
Yeah, they probably ran out of money because they took him to court twice.
Yep. But that's it.
That's wild.
It was just Filmation wanting to just kind of piggyback off of Disney with the success of fairy tales.
You know, I don't know if it's because these people got famous later, but this movie has so many famous people in it.
I was surprised to see some of these names.
Like Edward Asner, Carol Channing, Phyllis Diller, Don DeLuise, friggin' Michael McDowell.
I know.
Frank Welker, Michael Horton, all these people in there. And as I said earlier, best part, Edward Asner, he raps as an owl who loves smoking a cigar.
Who knew that's what we needed in life was Ed Asner rapping?
I would love more of it. Unfortunately, he is dead.
I would be afraid if we got that today. Zombie.
Today, because it's either that or AI. So both are not great. So there was actually a Snow White movie before this that they, this is a part of that. It ignores the continuity. There's a Snow White Christmas, which it's unrelated. But it was made, and maybe we'll cover it this year for Christmas.
Ooh.
So, this movie starts out with the prince and Snow White. They're going to travel to the Seven Dwarves' house to invite them to their wedding. And everybody's so excited because the queen's dead, and they're picking flowers. And then my favorite part is whenever Michael McDowell does get a voice acting role, he always cranks it. He's just chewing scenery. Did you ever watch the Castlevania series on Netflix? Yeah, he plays I can't remember his vampire's name, but he also plays a death vampire, and he's just cranked it up to 11, and this is no different. He's just he plays Lord Malice. I guess, is it Maleficent? Maleficent is Sleeping Beauty. I think this is just they just call her the evil queen. Pretty sure.
No, I thought
no, Maleficent is Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's because both of them turn into a dragon in their respective movies.
Yeah. Because that's the scariest thing. Dragons.
Yeah, a dragon. Well, that's what a hero has to kill to show that he loves her. We've covered this in the last Unicorn. Yeah. So anyway, Lord Malice comes out. All of the evil queen's lackeys are just like, hell yeah, that bitch is dead. We're just gonna chill in this castle and smoke just cigars and eat. Just throw a party. And he's like, you all work for me now. And he can also turn into a dragon.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool looking dragon. Anyway, he's like, who killed my sister? And they're like, the prince. No first name.
Just you got evil queen, The prince.
The prince.
Apparently, Snow White is the only human that was given a name.
Which is it's a bad name. Snow is her name.
You are the whitest, most fairest white person around. We shall call
true.
you
Like, if
Snow
you really think
White.
about the magic mirror didn't really say she was prettier than the evil queen. It's like, because she was like, hey, who's the whitest bitch in the land? And the magic mirror was like, this lady's namesake, it matches. She's white as hell.
Her skin's almost translucent. She's so fair and white.
And then the queen was like, well, I'm gonna kill her for it.
I can be the only white woman here.
She's not. What's even weirder is, isn't she? No, she wasn't. She was white too. Maleficent is green. The evil queen is white.
But she's also a dragon.
That's true.
So it's like, do you want to be a white dragon?
Magic. She couldn't just make some sort of a cream to make her whiter. I don't know. Women, am I right, fellas? Anyway, so Lord Malice is just like, he kidnaps the prince, and Snow White is like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go to the Seven Dwarfs because they helped me out one time.
And they'll do it again.
Maybe they'll help me. They'll do it again. And that's when we are introduced to the Seven Dwarfs' cousins, the Seven Dwarfellas.
Because the dwarfs had to go on vacation for this movie.
No. They didn't. Well, okay, in a way. But no, they started a mine in a few kingdoms over. And
in the Magic Kingdom, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
I would do something like that. I would put a joke in there. They started a mine in the Magic Kingdom. So you're never going to see them again.
Sorry, I was looking up their names. I thought they would be in a better order. But there's Muddy. She controls the earth. Sunburn, she controls the sun. We have Cretina. She helps with the forest animals. Some people have better powers than others. There's Marina. She's part of the lakes. We have Blossom. She's, the flower life. Moonbeam. She's nighttime. She's usually asleep all the time. And then we have Thunderella, who is in charge of storms, but isn't really good at it. Also, this is how you know that it's not a Disney movie. Their songs are paced so badly, they don't feel like they fit into the movie that they're in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I forgive a lot of the singing in Disney films because they kind of like mesh into the plot pretty well.
Yep.
These all just seem like they're like, okay, we're gonna randomly start singing now.
We need a movie. We need a song right here, right now. Go.
Right now, and it just doesn't seem too great. And so, oh yeah, I forgot. This is like the B plot of the movie. So Scowl and his protege Batso, because Scowl wants to teach Batso how to be bad. And he's like, if we help Lord Malice, he'll love us. And they completely sandbag him the first time. And he's like, you miserable owl, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you. And so like the whole movie is just like them avoiding Lord Malice. And so like, and then, we learned that the Seven Dwarfellas get their powers from Mother Nature, but they have to have a meeting with Mother Nature. And they're always like, well, this is obviously Thunderella's fault because she sucks at her powers. And Mother Nature is like, actually, you all suck because you keep fighting and what's this with one of you causing earthquakes every time you're mad at your sister? And they're all like, oh, and they're like, I'm gonna take your way of powers. And Snow White's, please don't, because I need their help to save my fiance.
How else am I gonna kill this dragon? Come on now.
I'm not a prince or knight. I was called the fairest of them all.
I ate a poison apple. I was dumb enough to trust this creepy old lady and ate a poison apple. How
My parents
else?
never told me not to take things from strangers. Look what happened to me. I am not equipped for this mission. I need help.
I need a posse. Come on.
So, Phyllis Diller, who also sings a song about how she's Mother Day. One of the only ones that really kind of makes sense in the movie, but also she's bad at making animals, and Snow White calls her on it. She's like, you guys are always making mistakes. She's like, you fucked up making every single animal in your musical number by a wide margin. That mouse has a door for a body. You shouldn't even be able to do that.
Maybe Mother Nature at this point is just bored of the simple creations. She's
I mean, she had her freaky years where she made the echidna and the platypus. Maybe she's trying to rekindle that kind of magic.
Yeah, she's just like, I used to be so much more creative.
I used to be so much more creative. You see that marsupial I made with 4 penis heads? That was,
that just came to me.
It just came to me. What about a 4-dicked animal that laid eggs that Sega would use later?
Sega.
So now they're on a mission. They go to the Shadowlands where Mother Nature's powers don't work. Or she can't help them in such a fashion. And then we meet this little weird guy who is trying to help them, but they don't know that. And the 7 Dorfellas are like, we gotta kill that guy. He tried to kill us. Like, no, I tried to help you. And I feel like I kind of clocked that twist kind of pretty quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't just, it was hiding. They hide that twist very well in the movie.
So anyway, they yada go on a lot of adventures, and then basically they get to the castle, and Lord Malice is disguised as the prince, and they do it. I will give them credit on the animation. You do see that Snow White realizes that something is up immediately, because he's like, come on, I got to show you something. She's like, well, what is it? He goes, why are you asking questions? Come on. And she's like, you never really have talked to me like this before.
Yeah.
But she does. This is all done through body language, through her, which I found, for, what this movie is, I found that scene relatively impressive given what this movie is. And so then we learn that he's like, this is where you're going to be. He shows up. He reveals, he's like, I'm Lord Malice. Aha! And then the little dopey guy shows up. He's like, you stay away from her. And then he laser beam eyes him, and he's dead. And then he points at the little pedestal. See, I thought it was like, I made you this grave. But he's like, no, I actually have another power. If I put this cloak on you, you turn to stone. I'm like, where did that come from? You had that the whole time? Why didn't you start with that?
You could have just done it. Just snuck up behind him.
You could, literally all these theatrics. When you could, it wasn't even like you could have done that. Why didn't you do that to the prince?
Yeah.
Why did you turn him into the? Oh, sorry, spoiler. Little weird guy is the prince, but it's like, why didn't you just turn him in the stone? But so okay, then Snow White is not good at combat, clearly, and she's just trying to get away. the best she can. But then the Dwarfellas come up and beat the fucking brakes off of him. Like, they don't even use their power. This is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. They don't even use their powers. That muddy dwarf just comes and socks him in the face.
Just beats the crap out of him.
And he's like, get off of me. And then she's like, fuck you. I don't know why, but I was laughing my ass off when I saw that. I was like, this little dwarf woman could cause earthquakes, but she's like, no, that's way too hands off.
I don't need my powers to whoop your ass.
She's like 2 feet tall, climbs up this 6-foot man and decks him straight in the face. But then, he gets the drop on him and he throws the cloak of stone on them. He gets 6 of them, but he can't count because he thought he got 7. Then Thunderella, who doesn't quite have that dog in her, is like, I don't know what they were doing. I'm going to try to use my powers.
Guys, y'all know we're magical, right?
You do know that Mother Nature's powers they work here for us. We used them earlier in the movie when we were here.
What are you doing?
So, like, she lightnings him, and that makes him. This is a very big design flaw in the stone cloak. He drops it on himself, and then he's like shit. And then so for some reason that makes him turn into a dragon, and that doesn't help. So he tries to turn back. So he's now a statue mid transformation, and then Mother Nature pulls a blister. She shows up after the work is done, and she's like, "Good job, guys!
Way to go!
Did it!
Way to go, guys!
Way to go! Very, very, pretty big upper management move. Like, great job, team. We did it. Like, you didn't do anything.
Oh, but, where were you?
Actually, where were you? Like, the other 6 Dwarfellas, they turn back to normal, and then they're just like, she holds weird guy, and she's like, I cared for him like I cared for the prince, because throughout the movie he saves him several times. She's like, hey, you should just hang out with us, which is nice, because I mean, kind of weird that she phrased it that way, because it seems like she moved on from the prince so fast.
I love him now. He saved me.
Mother Nature was like, yeah, apparently that is all it takes. All you gotta do. And he's just like, well, you're in luck, because that is the prince. And you're like, oh, thank God he's actually hot again. I was not really about that. So anyway, then they invite the 7 Dwarfellas to the wedding, and they get to keep their powers, because Phyllis Diller, Mother Nature's like, you guys are all right. I guess you're still hired to do whatever it is you all do.
Please, Mother Nature just didn't want to catch those hands. She saw that whole battle go down.
Mother Nature saw what Muddy did to Lord Malice, was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you can keep him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep you on my good side for now.
Yeah, Muddy and Sunburn, they were the 2 haymakers.
Apparently you don't need your powers, but I feel like you're going to be real upset if I take them from you.
You can keep them. Whoa. So yeah, so all's well that ends well. The 7 dwarves are mentioned again, that we're all going to have a big wedding. They don't show up. They don't show the wedding either. Probably because that means they have to show the 7 dwarves.
Yep.
And and then Scowl.
What about
and
Scowl?
Batso decide to work for Mother Nature.
Oh.
They give up immediately, but they make Scowl quit smoking. And Scowl's like, oh my God, this is so much better. I can smell again. And I'm like, how long have you been smoking? You just haven't stopped this whole time?
He just chain smoking them cigars.
Chain smoking his whole entire owl life. And and on the running joke in the Batso Scowl subplot is that, like, Scowl's like, you want to be bad. And then Batso takes that in a literal sense. He's like, yeah, I mean, you are a good example of being bad because you're like bad at everything. But that's, I mean, more or less, that's the movie. No, I got it on Tubi. You can buy it on Amazon Prime for $4.99 if you'd like.
Don't
wait.
Buy
no,
it.
I found it on YouTube.
Yeah,
don't buy this.
Please,
are you insane? But I don't know. I had fun with it just because of how funny. How it's funny and it's like it's so bad it's funny. It's one of those where it's like you could get a group of friends together.
Yeah.
If you're in your 20s and you ain't got nothing better to do, you know, get a bowl, get some 5 friends, pass it around and watch this movie. You'll have a great time. It would help if you weren't. I wasn't on drugs when I watched it, but you know, I was like, it'd probably help.
Oh yeah. No, it's
not a big.
You'll enjoy it a lot more if you're high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but it's definitely one of those like, hey, let's put on this and make fun of it. Let's do a Mystery Science 3000. Happily Ever After.
Yeah, you're not watching this because it's the next best thing.
This is not like your cult classic movie. But Joel, it's time to move to your new reoccurring segment: reviews that live happily ever after and reviews that are turned to stone.
Ooh, nice, Andrew. So this is sitting...
it was kind of softball one.
Yeah, this one's sitting at a 5.6 out of 10 with close to 3,000 ratings. So it's pretty solid. Honestly,
not bad.
I was expecting it to have a lower score than a 5.
I thought this was going to be a 3-digit one as well. I did think it was going to be rated a little lower. But I did not expect this reviews to be like the reviews for it to be over 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000.
So we're going to start out with the 1 out of 10 titled Worst Animated Movie Ever. Worst animated movie ever? It was a good idea with good characters, but poorly executed. Characters have absolutely nothing to do. The 7 female dwarves was an interesting idea, but unfortunately, the talent was wasted by a horrendous script. The animation was elementary school quality. The final scenes were probably the worst animated sequence I have ever seen. They look like early Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Such a waste. I kind of agree that there was like some of the animation.
The dwarf fellas do look like a bunch of little Fred Flintstones.
And I feel like that's because they probably animated a bunch of male dwarfs. and then had to go back.
So it's like it's like the Hall of Presidents Trump at Disney. What is it? Disney World looks suspiciously like Hillary Clinton.
Yep.
Because they thought
like
she would win, and so they're like, we've already spent so much money on that.
Just paint over it. No one will know.
Just paint it orange behind.
So this is the 10 out of 10 review titled Love It. I remember this movie like it was yesterday. Even though this is not a Disney movie, who cares? This was well put together and funny. I still sing along at 33. Not bad at all. I believe this movie is very underrated. Mother Nature is everything. Smiley face.
I do like Phyllis Diller, so I appreciate it whenever I get to see her in anything.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I would say this is just maybe like a 4, 5. Like it's only good, like you said, if you watch it with the idea in mind, like I'm just watching something bad to find humor in it.
Absolutely. Well, I believe that wraps up Happily Ever After. If you would like to continue making our podcast happy, You can support us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have the $5 tier that gets stickers and pins mailed to your door, bonus episodes, extended audio episodes, access to our Discord, and that gives you access to the mega request where your request goes to the top of the list. We have a website, cartoondumpsterdive.com. We are Cartoon DD on Twitter. We are Cartoon Dumpster Dive everywhere else. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, please leave a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice so we won't be turned to stone or take up smoking cigars, which I already do. All right, have a great rest of your week.
See you.